I said what I said. I believe firmly that of the Marvel Studios films that will come out this year, of which none of them will be Blade, ever heard of body blows, Feige? Not like that, but look, players, I believe strongly that Thunderbolts is going to be surprisingly good. This had been documented, maybe potentially, you can check that documentation out. Maybe you can even press the nearest thumb button when you go potentially to check that documentation, hypothetically out. Go watch the video, please. It would make me very happy. But I was very much not looking forward to this movie at one point, and then when more material came out for it, it just continually grew on me. I caught my tickets this past Monday, and I am actually really excited for this movie to come out, so much so that I think it's going to be the best Marvel movie of the year, and maybe even one of the best Marvel movies ever, at least MCU movies, of course, which, it's not stiff competition for this year. Brave New World came out already, and I feel confident saying that one will for sure stay in third place, so it's between Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, realistically. Not Superman, of course. I think that's going to take the cake and be the best comic book movie of this year, and probably one of the best comic book movies of all time, let's be real. But I think Fantastic Four is going to be very good, but I think because of how dismal the last Fantastic Four movie was, they really have nowhere to go but up. I think I'll enjoy it very much regardless, but I feel for many reasons that Thunderbolts is going to be special. Like low-key, Winter Soldier meets Guardians meets the Suicide Squad, which sounds like the greatest movie ever, and I can fully understand how that's crazy as hell to say, because it is. So let me just explain. Exhibit A.
We could be the people that are coming.
Us?
I think we are. We could be the people that are coming.
Free.
So first off, I know I've mentioned it before, but the cinematography looks absolutely on point. This ain't no Ant-Man and the Wasp type gray shit. It looks like Marvel finally took the hint, and this movie looks intentionally lit and colored very well. They just released some footage of Florence Pugh's stunt where she takes this like ballerina drop off this tall ass building, and even just that small video alone with that effort put into it was awesome. And shout out to Florence, because I don't think she really needed to do all that, but the fact that she did it anyway is pretty baller. Although we still truthfully haven't seen much, but that just makes me all the more excited that an MCU movie is right around the corner that I have no idea what to expect from. It's different, but a nice feeling. This is a very interesting level of the MCU where I would say it's almost a level above street level in a sense, because we're dealing with mostly enhanced individuals here, and both Cap and Black Widow were on the Avengers, so it's kind of hard to call it street level, but I guess Hawkeye is kind of street level, and he was an Avenger too. But it's like these people with no Hulk, no Thor, no Iron Man, no Doctor Strange, going up against a literal Superman with a Bruce Banner Hulk complex, except even more dark. I'm talking evil, eldritch, god, Vanta Black Dark, which it's interesting that they showed the Void before they've really even shown anything of actual yellow suit Sentry, so that's a great design, very ominous and perfect for the sense of dread that a character called the Void would bring. And I mean, even just the effect that they're going for with the Void, I feel is so perfect. It's legit like they are being nuked into despair, which is what I believe is happening in this moment. Nobody is actually dying that gets hit with this, but they are instead transported into another plane of existence, the Void, which I believe is where this place is with Yelena and how this would even be possible. I think that's why Red Guardian will have this reaction, but I think that is precisely why this movie is going to thrive. The way out. Besides some really great tweets of people remembering Sentry from the Avengers movies, getting into the spirit of the character, being forgotten in Marvel lore, but having always been there, being his shtick when he was introduced in his miniseries by Paul Jenkins in 2000. Highly recommend the Hulk crossover as well. That one is particularly good, and I wonder if they'll do anything with that, because that would be kind of sick if they suggest Sentry has always kind of been around, we just forgot him for some unknown reason. There are also the tweets where people are saying, how are they even supposed to fight this? And that's a good question, right? The Thunderbolts are composed of either Cap clones, Widows, and a Ghost, but I think that's intentional because there shouldn't be a conventional means by which they can win. They cannot beat the Void with their fist. This is what has really got me excited, since it's already a known theme that Yelena is at a point in her life where the banality of her work is catching up to her. She is in this bleak epoch and she yearns for change and, most importantly, purpose. Sound familiar? If anyone has ever experienced a quarter-life crisis, then this movie sounds enticing as hell. I get to watch a movie where I can see someone else dealing with a reflection or an echo of maybe something similar that I'm going through that's been weighing on my soul from day to day, and the the chances of them winning or overcoming that are likely, and I can kind of take that with me, then this might be a multiple view type movie here, players. You gotta fill the void with purpose, with light. To have all of New York draped in a literal shadow of dread abyss and having normalish people bring people back from an alternate plane of existence to save the day by being of service to your fellow man, embedding purpose and light into your fellow man. If you're a real human being, you've doubted your life choices. You thought you knew for sure what your path was gonna be, what would make you happy after spending so much time just trying to figure that out. And now in the back of your mind, the necessity for that same endeavor grows until you can't push it down anymore. A semi-pragmatic, semi-transcendental approach to pulling yourself out of a pit of despair. I fuck with that ultra heavy. I love how that is something that the Red Guardian says, since I think he has been mostly played for jokes in the MCU, but I do love David Harbour, and I think the character of Red Guardian, as well as all these characters that have in a way been rejected, will be almost reintroduced and rebirthed in this movie, similar to how Cap was in the Winter Soldier, where we had seen Cap prior, you know, in Captain America 1 and the first Avengers movie, and he was fine, but when Winter Soldier hit, it totally transformed the way people saw Cap and how I saw Cap. I think that will follow for lots of these characters in this movie, plus the kinda not so, but also very much ragtaggedness of the team reminds me hella of Guardians and even the Suicide Squad, but I'd say it's more so the theme of purpose that reminds me of the Suicide Squad. I'm wagering that Fantastic Four will be a very heartwarming and exciting adventure movie, but I think for where I'm at in life right now, I'd say that I'll have more to take away from Thunderbolts, and I believe whatever it'll try to say will be less common and more applicable for a lot of people than what maybe Fantastic Four will have to say, even in this tumultuous time. I love when things are like unsuspecting, when they take something extremely grounded and not just elevate it, but keep that elevation perfectly ambiguous. You know, in True Detective, was Errol Childress truly possessed by the otherworldly Yellow King, or was he just a sick man whose faith was engulfed in the occult? You know, that perfect balancing act. So I imagine the way they defeat the void will be in the vein of something plausible, but also kind of not. Something physically practical, but also metaphysically practical. Good for the body, good for the mind type shit, except more so good for the society, good for the spirit. I would really love any more of that message. And I think we have an absolute banger coming through. And even if we don't, at least Taskmaster dies. But let me know what you guys are thinking about Thunderbolts. Does it look good to you? Do you think that it's going to be a surprise hitter? Have you already got your tickets? Any theories or speculations? I'm all ears, but that's pretty much it. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you want, subscribe. I always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope all of you guys are well, and I'll see you in the next one.